Well, it's hard to believe it's been almost 2 years since we did our first remodeling project live for everyone to see. And we've done some questionable things along the way, mostly involving spray paint. Well, a lot of things involving Tom's safety, but
that's neither here nor there.
We always get asked then, how's it holding up? Would you make that same decision again? Would you buy that same thing again? So today we're gonna try and answer all of those questions.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, she has a list right here. There's a lot of questions written down on that list.
All right, so we're gonna have to keep moving, okay? So today we want to go back through and answer all the questions, do you still like? And what's hard to believe is that it was almost 2 years ago that we started our very first renovation project on video, and it was our kitchen project. And up until that point, Tom was like, no desire to be on camera. He's like, I'm totally good, you do your thing, and you didn't really want anything to do with it.
No, I didn't, at all.
But it was Christmas morning and he started tearing down our soffit in the kitchen, and of course we had to record it, right?
Right.
So let's start there. So the open shelves were the first like conflict that we had where we went to you and said, what should we do?
Hey, here real quick. So I'm still on the fence about open shelves. Dawn's like all about the open shelves. What are your thoughts?
And so we asked you, should we do open shelves or no open shelves at all? And so this was where Team Tom was born. Everyone for cupboards, closing it up. And ultimately, I think the votes did actually go for no open shelves and just having closed cabinets.
I think if you look back, they probably did.
But we kind of scaled back the open shelving and we just had this one section. I love it. I would do it again and again. Would you still go back to putting a cabinet there?
I think that I would go back to what I originally wanted to do.
If it was me, I would do open shelves here, 2 open shelves here, and open shelves here. I would have one more cabinet here with a door, and then this would just be solid wood.
So here's what happened was Tom said, it's your kitchen. You can do whatever you want, right? And now he's like,
I'm concerned.
Open shelves.
I don't want to look at our dishes.
It was all cabinets to that corner and then open shelves next to the microwave here.
I feel like
still
that
doesn't like it.
I think it would have closed it in and...
Well, but you have to remember what it looked like before, you know, how closed in it was with the soffit and the cabinet, so like tight up to a smaller window. So I think that it still would have felt really big compared to what we originally had.
All right, so there you go.
We'll never know.
I don't feel like the stuff on there gets dirty. Half the stuff is decoration, half we use for like entertaining, and so it gets used and rotated out, so I don't feel like it gets dirty on there. I know that was a concern, but I like the balance. I still feel like we have enough cupboard space. Tom would like to have a little more.
Always use a little more storage.
Yeah. No. No. All right, let's move on from there. All right, so how about the cabinet colors? What you doing, Tom?
Oh, you know, gotta make the people happy. What do you guys do with the lower cabinets? I'm really concerned about the lower cabinets. I'll address the lower cabinets.
So there's been a lot of questions about what we were doing with the lower cabinets, and if you remember the first video, originally we were trying to keep this a small project. And so,
I don't do small projects!
And we should know better by now.
So we had a really hard time choosing the color for the cabinets. We bought a lot of paint samples and ultimately landed on Jamaica Blue from Sherwin Williams. And it is their like cabinet enamel. So do you still like the blue color?
I still love the blue color. I love the durability of it. It created like a hard enamel shell. You could scratch at it, you're not gonna peel it off like paint.
Yeah, I really like the color too. I would paint it the same color again, and durability wise, I agree with that as well. And then from there, some of you have actually noticed that we have had 3 different colors of stools in our kitchen. So they started out red, and I liked the red ones, but then I felt like it kind of locked us into the decor for the rest of the kitchen and like what I put on the shelves.
It was very patriotic.
And that's what, and some people were like, oh, red, white, and blue, which some of us liked, and then some were like, meh. Anyways, personally, I made this decision based on me, not what like the comments said,
Right.
but I just got tired of the red after a while, and so we spray painted them black.
Which I was against, spray painting them.
Right. And
Not black, just spray painting finish.
And so that's what a lot of you asked, how has the spray paint held up? Do you want to grab one of the stools?
Not well.
No, that's not fair though, because here's what happened is when we were remodeling that area over there, which we'll get to how we like that, Tom used these like a ladder, like step stools.
So we got red paint coming through here, down
But
there.
this is worn off from
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Feet.
So I think, yeah, but
I think
like
no.
the chipping, this you can tell. This was from him stepping on it and like.
Do you want me to get each of them and show them each?
No. Anyways, the other thing though that we didn't do quite right with those is that we did not have enough paint, and so we had to, it was a fairly light coat of paint that we put on them. They would need to be touched up again, and they should have had a heavier coat of paint, but I will say, we'll put the link to these stools down below because the original powder coating actually held up super well. When they were red, we had one chip in one stool.
Mm-hmm.
And so
then we switched to these, which were what I wanted from the get-go.
I felt like the black was a little too heavy in the kitchen. These were out of stock when I ordered the red ones.
These are awesome. They're like a factory patina.
Mm-hmm. And the finish on these, again, because it's the factory finish, has held up great.
It's beautiful.
Of all the three colors, the light blue is my favorite, and I really like having that in here.
Right.
But now the black stools we've just put over in our like computer area.
Yeah.
We'll get to if we like that. There's a couple more things in the kitchen. Some of you have noticed we didn't actually talk about it, but we ended up getting a new fridge. The freezer went out in our other fridge. I don't actually really care for this style of fridge. The French doors and then the freezer in the drawer, trying to utilize that space is not good. I don't like it.
I was a big advocate for the freezer on bottom, fridge on top, because I'm tall.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated having to bend all the way over to see what's in the back of the fridge.
Yep. So Tom got his way on this one, just so you know. He got the fridge he wanted, just for the record.
The cheapest one with this style in white.
Yeah.
I don't like the freezer though either. I don't like the bins,
drawer.
the drawers. It just, I don't know. There's something about it. It just doesn't.
Doesn't feel like the space is used well. Oh, I know the one that was controversial. Does Tom like the tray on the top of the fridge?
You know, in a marriage, you like make compromises, and some things you just get used to. I don't like it.
Why?
but I get used
Is
to
it like inconvenient to have
because
to put
now
stuff in?
I actually can't see what I have on top of the fridge. I have to get a stool and get up and look in it. Whereas before, I'm tall enough, I could just look straight across, see what I had, where I put stuff, and I could go. Now it's hidden and I can't see in it, so I do the stool thing, which I'm not.
I really like it. I like that he'll still set stuff like in front of it sometimes, but if like someone's coming over, I can just tuck everything into the tray and I'm not having to put it anywhere else. So I like it.
I think this is gonna be the theme.
All right, how about the Cook Once, Eat All Week cookbook? So the whole premise of it is that you cook once, well that's the name of it, but like on the weekend and then everything's ready to go through the week. We don't really do that, but we use it more like a recipe book, and I really like the recipes in it because they're gluten-free and they have dairy-free options, and so that works best for our family. And so we use it more like a recipe book, so we don't necessarily do the cook once.
Yeah, no, we don't use it very often. We don't do the whole preparing for the whole week thing. Yeah, we just use it for the recipes.
But I really like the recipes in it, and I still usually cook big batches of meat, so I usually have extra meat ready to go because that was always the pain point for me. So I would still recommend it for the recipes. Oh, and I know, and the question was, have you tried more recipes in it? We don't. We stick to the ones that we like because 5 out of the 6 of us are very picky eaters, and so we just found the ones that everybody likes, and then we just go.
5 out of the 6, so everybody but Dawn is a picky eater.
So you just do what you gotta do, right? And you still like your Instant Pot? Yes, we still use, especially in the winter, we use the Instant Pot.
Instant Pot, we use it 3 out of 5 days a week.
Yeah, and honestly, and someone said like, have your meals changed with your meal plan? No, we still meal plan similarly. I can link to that video. I think we still eat most of the same foods too. Yeah, besides what we've rotated in from the Cook Ones. So I don't know, we're actually pretty boring people. I think.
Pretty much.
All right. Okay, so well, I guess we'll finish up like some of our other remodeling project regrets. And so of course we went back and forth big time on whether or not we should put an open railing going up the staircase. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What is your... You're cute. That was a really difficult decision. And so now we've had it closed up for about 6 months, I suppose.
Yeah.
So do you regret not opening it up into a railing? Me neither. Once it was closed up and we put the planking up and then we got the counter in, have not even thought about it regretted it.
I think if we had higher ceilings, I would have probably pushed more to do the open railing.
Just the scale
it's
of our
not
house
a huge
isn't-
space. If it was a huge 10-foot plus wall, then yeah, for sure.
We really wanted to make
big,
it a
dramatic,
focal point.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and along with that, you know, just needing all the wall space we can get. And
Yep.
so how does the homeschooling area computer counter work? I love it. So basically we swapped, so the girls' desks are where my desk used to be, and I really like it because they make a mess on their desk like constantly. It's always a mess because they're doing craft projects and stuff, but it's tucked away around the corner now, so we don't see it as much, and I really like that.
Yeah.
And then as far as the computer counter, I really like that. I can be at my computer. Usually one of the kids is at the other one doing something for school, or there's someone sitting in the middle working on some schoolwork. As far as homeschooling, we do spread out. Like, my intention wasn't that everyone would be in there all the time doing homeschooling, so we spread out. We do a lot at the counter, a little bit at the table, and so I think it functions really well, and I really like it. And someone said, do you still like homeschooling? Actually, someone said, do you still like Tom? Yes.
What?
Do we still like homeschooling? We do. We've never questioned the decision, like if we made the right decision to switch to homeschooling. Do we have all of our systems figured out? No. No. Since we are in it for the long haul, we know it'll just take time to figure out all the right curriculums and tools and resources, and we're okay with that. We'll just keep plugging away at it, figuring it out, and it is what it is. And do we still like the Amazon barn door hardware? So the sliding door,
Oh, yeah.
The hardware was from Amazon. It was like $45. I shouldn't mention prices because they've been fluctuating lately, but it's awesome. I think we were both really impressed with the quality of it and how heavy duty it was. So yes, we would still highly recommend that. How about our Amazon living room? So we got, let's see, 2 chairs, coffee table, couch, and the rug on Amazon.
I like the rug and the coffee table. I don't really care for everything else.
The chairs are sturdy. I think they're comfortable. They're probably not quite big enough for you,
Well,
right?
no, here's the thing. They're comfortable if you're allowed to have a pillow behind your back.
There are certain pillows he can put behind his back. He just always wants to pick the ones that you're not supposed to.
All the pillows in that room are untouchable.
No.
You have to go to a different room, get a pillow, bring your pillow back.
No. So you don't mind the chairs,
Ladies,
though.
you know how it is with pillows.
You don't mind the chairs?
I don't mind.
If you have the right pillow.
If I'm allowed to have a pillow, then I don't mind the chairs. The couch could...
We'll talk about the couch. I was very impressed with the quality of the chairs for the price because I didn't think they were that expensive, but they're holding up very well. I would totally buy the chairs again. I would buy the coffee table again. The rug, the area rug, if I would like something with a bigger nap for something that the kids like play on so much and crawl around. Like, they play around the coffee table all the time, so they're always kneeling on it, and I feel like it's not a very comfortable rug or squishy. If you're just looking for inexpensive, cover big amount of area, looks up to date, current, I would totally buy it again. If you want it to be like comfy in a family room kind of setting, I probably wouldn't recommend it. All right, let's talk about the couch because that was very controversial. All right, so this is the piece I'm nervous about. Ooh, let's see. That's pretty. It is real leather, which is what we wanted. I really like that color.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
I love the leather. It's very pretty. But it's outrageously uncomfortable. And it moves around the floor all the time.
Well, our other couches did that too, but I like it. I don't mind sitting on it. The kids don't seem to mind sitting on it. Maybe some of the kids do. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that if you would like just set a GoPro in this room, that couch probably gets sat on the least.
Which is, I'm glad for because I want it to stay looking nice. Yeah. So
sorry, that just triggered in my mind of when we were kids, how there was like the family room that never got used, but then everyone used the TV room.
And like at your grandma's house that had the clear plastic over it.
Yeah, and the runners down the floor.
Right. Like there were a lot of comments like, Tom should have a comfortable couch, or he should, you know, whatever. This was one where Tom was like, Dawn, get whatever couch you want. Like ultimately pick out a couch that you want that. And so we had 30 days to send it back. I said, should we send the couch back? And he's like, no, don't send the couch back. And so I really like it. I like how it looks. That's another thing where the price, I think we paid like $1,100 for it. Now the price has gone up a little bit. I don't know that I would pay more than that. Unless you're putting it in a room, a formal family room or living room where no one's gonna really sit on it much and it's more for decoration, I would recommend it because I think it looks very nice. So.
Actually, if you have that kind of space, let us know, because I wouldn't mind coming and using that space of yours.
Yeah, but if it's like the couch your whole family sits on in front of the TV every night, no, I would not recommend that. All right, moving on to other things that Dawn really wanted.
You should start the video out with this list.
So someone said, do you sit on that cute little front porch? That space did used to be enclosed, but when Tom was opening it up just to replace the doors and windows, if you'll recall, I made him stop because as soon as he got it opened up, I was like, wait a second.
My heart is happy.
It makes my heart happy seeing the porch open.
That's an excellent question, Dawn.
No, we don't. I don't.
Never.
Never.
You've never gone out there to sit.
Maybe, well,
I think maybe like the second day it was done.
Yeah. But here's what, I just really like how it looks. I still like how it looks having it open. I mean, now, do you like having it open? Like how it looks aesthetically?
I do, but I still wanted an office.
Well, I know. The office thing, always the office thing.
It's fine, we have an office building. I'm getting an office in there. I will put my own key and lock on my office so you can't take it away.
But here's what's cool. So the family that we bought the farm from, one of the kids came back to visit this fall and she really liked the open porch. So I was like,
oh no, there's no doubt about it, looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just have a really small house and that was like,
yeah, what,
I don't
50
know.
Square feet? I mean, how much was it even?
I think it was, what is
big.
it, 7 by 8 maybe? So 56 square feet. I mean, that would have been, 56 square feet.
And someone else, did you ever find a way to camouflage the electric box or to attach it to the railing?
Yeah, your brain, when you stop looking at something over a period of time, it doesn't even notice it. So it's totally camouflaged.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't.
No, it's still the exact same way how we left it, so.
Yep, and I don't even notice it.
Moving on, do you like the deck?
Love it.
Best decision one of our best, like.
This summer, that was our best deal, was
Yeah.
the deck, yeah, for sure.
Yep, I think we would do that over, well, it cost more than.
It cost a lot more than we wanted it to.
That was the bummer part, but very glad we did it. We used it, I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the thing that we spent money on outside that I really wish we didn't do.
The playset.
The playset, yeah.
Do not buy your kids a rainbow playset.
First off, yes, we bought a rainbow playset. You guys know, look back, it was rotten. We paid $300 for it.
Yeah.
But to rebuild that thing out of treated lumber in
With
the summer
lumber
of
prices,
in the summer
sky
of
high.
2020, it was a lot.
Yeah, Maggie's upside down.
And Daddy's up the swing.
We're gonna see his dinner again.
Hey, if it'll handle me, it'll handle anybody.
I say, are you proving how sturdy it is?
I'm proving how, oh man, I'm gonna need to stop.
We did just eat dinner.
Oh, we just ate dinner.
Oh, thanks so much.
We're not as young as we used to.
Stop filming me.
And they don't play on it.
And they don't play on
They
it.
play on the swings, they play in the sandbox, they play on the trampoline. So whatever, people have been asking me like, hey, should we get something like that for my kids? No, get them a cheap swing set, get them a small sandbox, does not even have to be a big sandbox, and get them a trampoline, and I think you'll be set. So.
Do you remember back the swing set, the vertical posts with the swings and the...
Yeah, all of a sudden that seems like a good idea again, doesn't it? I was like, $500 in lumber for a swing set. Yeah, we should have done that.
Oh man,
I will go on the record.
Saved a lot.
We should have done that. All right, you got it. Okay.
All right.
Oh, do we still like our budget garage door makeover?
Absolutely. No, actually, hold on. It has caught me a few times. I look out the front of the garage and I'm like, I thought the lights were on. Right, they're painted. It's
the
not windows.
Are fake. Yeah. Yeah, even my dad just the other day, he was like, that's still pretty impressive how you just painted those on and they really look like real windows. So.
And so my concern with it was like the handles and the latches are they're magnets.
Yep.
My concern was that the kids were gonna like be constantly moving around playing with them. They like don't even pay any attention to it.
They haven't faded, and even now in the cold, crappy, snowy weather,
they're still there.
They're still holding up great. So I would highly recommend those. We'll link to that down below as well. Oh, of course, Diana's vanity. We spray painted Diana's vanity. How does she like that, and how is it holding up?
All right, so this is Rust-Oleum appliance epoxy. It's supposed to work very well for this type of application and hold up over time, so
we'll see.
We'll see. Here we go.
Really well. I was amazed. I used that bathroom the other day.
Yeah, you inspected it?
And I was like, well, I mean, outside of like some like water stains, like it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible how that vanity held up.
So it was appliance epoxy spray paint.
And I'm like ultra skeptical of stuff like that. I was like appalled that I was supposed to spray paint a countertop.
Yeah, no, highly, highly recommend it. I can't believe how well it has held up. It smells, like ventilate well. They make it in like a quart so you could roll it on or paintbrush it on too if you don't want to have like the fumes and the overspray. We had some overspray.
Yeah, so it smells and it oversprays like crazy.
So you have to mask.
So you want to cover everything else. Yes.
Or get the roll-on, paint-on stuff, but no, I would say, especially if you have an old, ugly vanity, you don't really have anything to lose.
No.
So moving on up to the girls' bedroom then, we had mentioned that nobody like do I put the wall sconces and the lights? So do the girls like where the lights are on their wall?
I don't know, do they?
They do, yeah. No, they love it. They think, because those little puck lights came with remotes, they think that is the coolest thing in the whole world, and so...
Ooh, and they've also figured out that they can change each other's lights.
Yeah, you have to be pointing at the right one, otherwise so... Anyways, that maybe created a little drama, but they thought that is super cool. All right, and so then there were some questions about, do you still like some of basically like our philosophies, like minimalistic things? Do we still like having fewer toys? Oh my goodness. Yeah. We could go even further now. We could have 2 bins of Legos and that would be all we would need. Your kids just need their imagination. They don't need tons of toys. We'll just leave that there. And our no-fold laundry system, yeah, still working great. Are you okay with it? Have we worked it out enough to where...
Yeah, so I fold my pants and shirts.
Yep.
Everything else is the system Dawn has. So.
Yeah, so we found a good compromise. Yeah, no, I still wouldn't change a single thing. I understand there are those of you who like to fold, couldn't imagine not folding. That is totally fine. You do your thing. The rest of us will throw stuff in bins and it's great.
Which is why I fold all my own clothes.
Yeah. Do you still like the camper?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if someone said, will you keep doing different campers? I kind of think so. So our first camper, we regretted buying just because it had so many problems. We liked the makeover we did to it.
And we didn't care for the layout once we started using it.
The hybrid.
We've never camped before, yeah. So the hybrid style we don't care for.
And many of you told us we wouldn't, so you were right.
But, I mean, you gotta, a lot of times
Tom
you have to
learn
have the
himself.
mistake yourself, so.
And this camper, we really like the layout, the size is good. If anything, it's big. We're learning some things about the slide that aren't super exciting.
Yeah, I would actually, so it's the slide style. There's like 2 major styles of slides, like the mechanisms. This is kind of the unpopular one because it has problems and is difficult to work on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, that's probably, I think that's the only thing I don't like about that camper.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've only used it for one trip. Yeah, one trip so far, but like 5 days, and really like the layout. Love what we did with the bedroom. We don't regret that at all. The drawers, turning the bed, that was an awesome decision. We don't like the mattress in there, so we still got to get that returned if we can. But
I really hope we can.
Yeah, yeah. And so does Tom like camping now?
I do. I actually really do. I think that what I didn't know about camping before was once you get to your site, you get all set up, it's like there's no stress. You just are in nature. You're not in a hotel where you have to go to restaurants. You have to either have a rental car or something. Like, it's just a whole different feel.
Yeah.
Like, you can stay places that you wouldn't be able to stay in a hotel. You can't go like somewhere rural, which we're a big fan of rural. And
yeah.
That being said, this camper is pretty big, so
well, and it is kind of like bringing a hotel room. But...
No, right, but when we went up north, we were looking at a lot of cool sites, and I was like, ooh, I don't know that we're gonna fit in some of those.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to think, is that, like, yes, this camper is awesome, but it's also enormous.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a house on wheels.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. So,
it's super cool.
And do you like the expedition? Even though it's giving you a lot of grief?
Ah, it's an excursion!
Oh, excursion, sorry. I always call it the wrong thing.
I love the excursion.
Okay.
It's the coolest thing ever. I'm actually gonna bring it down to the ground, which probably shows how old I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it down to the earth.
So I think that's everything. So if there's anything that we forgot, leave a question down below. There were some other questions though, like where will the foster kids sleep? Do you have a TV? Are we still gonna wait for geothermal to finish the office? Is the office red or black and white? And so we're gonna do a follow-up video. We'll just post it on our blog, so we'll put that link down below. But thank you so much for following along with our projects and all of the sometimes crazy things that we do. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you sharing your experiences and just the funny and kind comments that you leave. I mean, we're just always like, we're reading each other like comments back and forth and laughing, and we're just so grateful for you. So if you haven't done so already, we hope you subscribe so that we can spend more time together. A thumbs up is always appreciated. But otherwise, we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye.